Hello and good morning and welcome to a new video from me. So today I wanted to offer up a bit of a guide, I suppose, a money making guide, farming guide, and I suppose an XP guide as well. So basically what the video is going to be is me doing a farming run combined with a Jack of Trades, which I do every day as I said in a previous video, and also gathering a few sort of daily buyables and things you can do each day which make you money. So I'll kind of move on to all of that and do the run later on in the video. But for now, I think what we need to do is probably talk about the requirements that you'll need to be able to complete this, certainly in the way I do. So what I'll do is I'll just pop into the requirements in the next clip. So there are quite a few requirements to do this the way I personally do it, as they're kind of listed on the screen now. A lot of these are kind of optional and not necessary to do some or all of this, but I just find that the way I do it personally, this is what you'll need. So just going through them, obviously I've put there high level farming. The higher farming level you have, the more profitable seeds and things like that you can do, as well as gaining XP, which I'll talk about. The reason you need to have done My Arm's Big Adventure is to have the disease-free herb patch open, which is up near Trollheim, obviously. The Magic Secateurs, I can't remember the quest for that, but it's the first one of 3, and that basically enables you to gather more herbs when wielding the Magic Secateurs, so obviously maximising herb profits. The Ardoon task list, and I've put Harder Elite. The reason I've gone for Harder Elite is just so that you have the farming teleport patch and the Kandarian Monastery, which teleports you to near a bush patch. If you've got Elite, then you can obviously teleport there as much as you want. 78 Summoning gives you the Giant Ent Familiar. The reason we have this is, in my farming run, I gather coconuts each day from palm trees, and with a Giant Ent, you get the chance of picking 2 coconuts at once. Morning's End Part 1 quest, that gives you access to Letya, the elf city, and there's obviously a fruit tree patch in there. And then you need to be on Lunas really for this. In my opinion, you don't absolutely have to, but it makes it more complicated if you're not. The reason you can be on Lunas is so that you have access to the super compost spell Fertile Soil, which is 83 magic. If you are on Lunas and you don't have House Teletabs from the Love Story quest, you'll need 96 magic to perform the spellbook swap, which will teleport you to Trollheim. That's if you've done My Arm's Big Adventure, obviously. So what I do is I use 96 magic and the teleport book swap, and then I borrow a spell from the standards to teleport to Trollheim and then run. But I also have access on the Lunar spellbooks, obviously, to Fertile Soil. Teleports that you actually need. I use a combat bracelet. That's to get to the bush patch next to the Champions Guild. There are other ways of getting there. You could use, you could just run from the Varric Lodestone, or you could use a clan Vexillium teleport. A Ring of Dueling, I use that to teleport to mobilizing armies a couple of times. And then the Lodestone network in general, obviously, for things like, I use it to go to Port Sarim, and I also lodestone to Draenor Village, although I'll talk about that later. If you have the Explorer's Ring, you could just teleport to the Cabbage Patch. But yeah, the lodestone network in general is obviously going to be very useful. I also use it for Catherby teleports. Now, a Spirit Teleport Bag. Now that's going to teleport you to the Herblore Habitat, obviously for another fruit tree. An Elf Crystal, as I said before, that gets you into Letya for a fruit tree. The Ardoon Cloak, as I covered. And then the Ectophile. I can't remember which quest it is. I think it's Ghosts Ahoy that gives you the Ectophile, which teleports you to Port Phasmataz, or however you pronounce it. And then you can run west to a herb patch there. Aura-wise, these are both quite important. The Jack of Trades aura, obviously, if you want to do a Jack of Trades run, you need the aura, and the green fingers at whatever level you can afford. If you don't know what Jack of Trades is, basically you turn the aura on and you have 2 or 3 hours, or however long it is, to gain XP in 10 different skills. If you gain XP in 10 different skills, you then take the, you go and speak to Zwan, or whatever his name is, the guy that's near the center of Varrock. He's in the Aura shop, and he will give you an XP book, which you can spend on any skill. Now, I put it on agility, and it's about 8 or 9k agility, and I'm 88, 89. So, you know, just doing a Jack of Trades run when you're doing a farming run gets you agility XP for nothing. The green fingers aura, that is to maximize your herb yield, basically. So I have the master one. I'm probably need to get the supreme one when I've got some more points, but I think it gives you a certain percentage chance. So for every 100 herbs you pick, you'll get 5% more, or if you've got the supreme one, I believe it's 7, or it might even be 10%. But yeah, that's what I advise. Now, as I say, some of these are kind of not necessary. Like if you don't want to go to Herbal Habitat, you don't need the Spirit Teleport bag. Same with if you haven't got access to Lecture, you don't need an Elf Crystal. You don't need the Lodestone Network to teleport to Drain if you have an Explorer's Ring, because obviously you can teleport to the Cabbage Patch that way. And indeed, I guess you don't really need the Ardoon Cloak, because you could teleport on the Lodestone Network to Ardoon and then run north. To get to the bush patch by the Kandarian Monastery, that would be a bit more of a trek. I mean, you'd have to either teleport directly into Ardoon and run all the way south towards the Tower of Life, or even run from Yanil, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of not... I wouldn't advise that. It'd be a long time. What I'll do in the next clip is I will probably cover doing the Jack of Trades in the way that I do it, and I'll talk about kind of setting up the inventory before we leave to do that. Okay, so now I'm just going to cover my inventory setup and spellbooks and that kind of stuff. So if we just hop over to what I've got, what I'm wearing, sorry, you can see I've got the Ardoon Cloak 3 on. I'm only one task away from Ardoon Cloak 4. Then I've got the Magic Secateurs, as I said, Combat Bracelet, a Ring of Dueling, and the Jack of Trades. So as you can see, yeah, you've got the right click option to go to the Champions Guild there, right click to go to mobilizing armies, obviously, and then the Jack of Trades loaded up. In my inventory, I've got the Ectophile, a watering can. I don't have the magic watering can, which is a bit more of a pain, but you know, it's just another quest to do. Obviously, if you have that, you don't have to fill up your watering can. Then I've got the Master Green Fingers Aura ready in my inventory, but not enabled because I'm going to use Jack of Trades first. Then I have one Coconut Noted just as a placeholder, and the same with a Grimy Dwarfweed. Your choice of herb is up to you in terms of what you grow. At the moment, dwarf weeds are very profitable, providing you get enough yield and you know, you've got the capital to buy them. They're quite expensive. I think they're around 30, 40, maybe even 50k each at the moment, but then the herbs are upwards of 10k each. So on a good run, you can make lots of money. You could do cheaper herbs, you could do Ranars, you could do Snapdragons. I mean, you could really do anything. It's entirely up to you, and obviously depending on your farm level. Then I have the 3 runes needed to cast Fertile Soil, which I have down in my action bar just for ease, but obviously it's just over here in the Magic tab. I have this ability here, and then the one below it, which we've got access to for now, is the Spellbook Swap, which is why I have 2 Cosmics and 1 Lore Rune, which is required, as you can see. And then I have another 2 Lore Runes and 2 Fire Runes for the Trollheim Teleport. So this is kind of how I lay out, you know, my inventory. Then if I go into the bank, I'm just going to grab the seeds I'm going to use. So I have got Snapdragons there, but we'll pick out the 5 Dwarfweed seeds. Need to buy some more now. I actually do Barberry Bushes, which we'll talk about. And then I also do Flytrap seeds. Now you need 3 per bed, and then if you go to all 4 herb places, you need 24. So just pop that's in. I just take enough so that obviously by using them I free up more inventory space for myself. So what I'm actually going to do first is do the Barbary, the bush teleports, and do the Jack of Trades. So in the next clip, I'll basically be doing the farm run and the Jack of Trades run. Okay guys, so what we're going to do now is basically start the run. So the first thing you need to do is to activate your Jack of Trades aura, which is there. So we're going to activate that now. If we just right click and see aura time remaining, it'll say you have 3 hours basically to gain XP in 10 skills. So what we're going to do first of all is summon our giant ant pouch, and that'll give us 1 skill immediately. So now the first thing that we're going to do is go to our cape and teleport to the Kandarian Monastery. So now you can see, guys, I am just teleported to Kandarian Monastery, and the first thing we're going to do is obviously go to the Barbary Bush Patch, check that, and then gain the XP from the fruit. So it's 1,600 farming and about 800k agility. Then we're going to use the fertile soil spell and then replant the seed. And with the Jack of Trades in mind, I'm just going to quickly grab a coal rock there for mining XP. And immediately after that, I'm also going to grab a couple of logs. Now, the way I've actually done this Jack of Trades, you don't end up needing 2 logs, you just need the 1. So what I do there is fletch one of them, and I would have kept the other one for fire making and cooking later, but I don't actually need it, so you could have dropped it there. So the next thing to do is teleport to the Port Sarim lodestone, and then immediately kill one of the little goblins there, which for me will give me combat experience, so obviously strength and hit points. And then run west immediately, and we'll be going over to the next bush patch, which is just west of the house teleport portal. So again, same process here. We're just going to use the XP, gain the XP from the Barbary Bush, and then replant using the fertile soil and then the seed. And then finally I'm going to teleport to the Champions Guild using the combat bracelet, and if you just run around the corner there to the west, you'll see there's another Barbary Bush patch there. So just repeat the process here. It's really nice to gain this kind of extra bit of agility XP personally. I mean, you could be planting white berries for money or any other kind of berry bush that you choose, but I just choose to do the Barbary Bush for agility. So the next thing to do is use the Ring of Dueling and teleport to Mobilizing Armies, then grab the Divination XP from the wisps there, and then take the Spirit Tree Network and obviously to the Gnome maze, and then run west and then go through the gap and then right click Elkoi and follow him, whatever it is, out of the maze, and then run southwest again, and you'll see the first of our fruit tree patches. So if you spam click them here, you will actually gather the fruit quicker rather than just kind of waiting for the animation. You can obviously then trade the fruit to the leprechaun and he will note them for you, and then re-teleport to the spirit tree via mobilizing armies, and this time we're going to go to the gnome stronghold and then run immediately east. There's another fruit tree patch here, so we're going to spam click through there, gain the fruits, and then I'm just going to hop on the agility log there, which obviously gives me agility XP, and that should be our Jack of Trades kind of ticked off. As you'll see, there's a pop-up in the chat box which says I've already done it. The next is to take the Spirit Teleport Tree to Brimhaven and then run west to the Fruit Tree patch here. You could actually at this stage unequip your Jack of Trades aura because you've obviously got it all, and then re-equip your Green Fingers one, or just wait until you're going to do the herbs. For now I'm just going to swap the coconuts again with the leprechaun, get them noted, and then we're going to teleport on to the herbal habitat. Now, in this clip, my palm tree hadn't actually grown because I replanted it for some bizarre reason. I can't remember why. So you would normally just, use the spirit teleport bag there in your inventory, and then go and collect the coconuts from there. Obviously, mine hadn't grown, that's why I hadn't done it. So the next thing we do is take the lodestone network here, and I think from memory we're going to Catherby, which would be the next one, yep. And then we're going to run southeast from here and go to the final fruit tree patch. There's also the one in Lectia, so if you had a elf teleport crystal, you'd use that before coming here. I just run the wrong way a bit there. So again, spam hit the tree, get the coconuts, note them up with the tool leprechaun. And now this is where we're going to switch to doing our herb run. So the thing you need to do obviously is switch auras. So I just quickly get rid of my Jack of Trades and then enable my Green Fingers aura at whatever level you've got it. Now for me, I actually plant
fly traps in the sort of beds here for a bit of thieving XP, which I do. You obviously don't have to do that, and there are many other things you could be planting there, but if you do plant those, obviously that'd be a bit of thieving XP. This is where you will need the watering can, so obviously harvest them and then cast fertile soil, and then you need 3 seeds per bed, so hence why I said earlier you need 24 if you're going to do all 4 locations, which is obviously 8 beds. And then obviously gather your herbs and do the same thing here. So you use fertile soil, replant. You don't need to water herbs, obviously it's only the bed patches in this run that you'll be needing the watering can for. So yeah, just trade them up with the leprechauns, get them noted, and the next thing we're going to do is take the lodestone network to Draenor village, I believe. Now obviously if you've done the requirements for the task guide and you've got the explorer's ring, I think it's Draenor possibly level 2 or 3, you obviously can teleport to the cabbage patch there with that ring, and if you've got the Falador shield, that'll give you a bit more bonus XP in terms of farming here, but just repeating the process that we've already done, which is obviously flytrap bushes in each of these, or flytrap plants, sorry, and then doing the herbs. Now as you'll see in the middle here, there's a dead crop. That was me farming sunflowers ages ago when I was doing nighttime farming just for a bit of extra money. They are something that you can do which will gain you a bit of profit. I still think sunflowers are kind of worth about 3 or 4k, so that's an extra bit of money if you can be bothered to take the seeds. I don't do them now, and there's nothing you can plant in the middle that will protect your crops in terms of the fly traps. You could pay the farmer for the payment, but I don't know how much it would be, but I don't think it's really worth it. So yeah, the next thing we do is take the ectophiles to Port Phasmataz. I'm sure that's probably not how most people say it. I don't know how you do. So here, fertile soil on the patch obviously, and then reuse your herb seed, and then just do same again. For me, again, it's fly traps on here, and then the same on the next one as well. Because I haven't completed the 3rd quest to do with these fairy rings, can't remember the name of it, I don't have an enchanted watering can, so I have to fill mine up, which I sometimes choose to do at the pump to the left of, or to the west of this screen now. And then it's the final, not the final, the next thing to do is to home teleport to Ardoon, because my cloak had used its teleport for the day. I've actually got the Ardoon Cloak 4 now, so I can teleport there as much as I want, but as you can see it's not too far to run from the lodestone to the Ardoon patch, and then repeat the process obviously. One little tip you will see on the screen flashing by here, I'm actually planting the seeds before I use super compost, which is something you can do when you're using the fertile soil spell. Normally with a bucket you have to put the super compost in before you put the plants in, but you can with the spell. So if you forget to do it the wrong way around, or you forget to do it, you can do it after you've planted, which is kind of a nice little tip. Again, finally I exchange my herbs with the leprechaun, and then I'm just going to replant the seed, which I've done, and then finally I use my teleport swap spell and then go onto the standard book and then teleport to Trollheim. Obviously you can use chipped house teleport tab if you've got them. I don't just yet, so obviously then run down from top of the mountain. You can either run or use the agility shortcuts, and you're going to be going into the Troll Stronghold, I believe it's called, or Trollheim. Yeah, anyway, here, go through this cave and then immediately run south, down a little corridor and through a door to the west, and then back up that ladder you can just see on the screen at the moment. So once we get up there, we'll be to the final farming patch. I'm just having a bit of a dance at my end there for some reason. One thing to say, if you were using Juju farming potions, you should come here first for the beginning of your herb run, just because it's the furthest to get to. So obviously you would use your Juju farming potion just before you started the run, and then do all the herb beds after this to maximise obviously the length of the farming potion. But I don't use those, so that's why I didn't. This is why I do this one last. I mean, you can do it in any order really, but I was always aimed to end at Catherby, just so that you finish the fruit tree and then get the final herb. So the next thing to do, once we've done all our herbs and our gathering of farming supplies, is teleport to the Varrock Lodestone, or use a Varrock Teletab, or any other method I suppose, and you're going to run up to the guy who sells the auras in the aura shop, which is just near the town square, and I think his name is Zwan or Juan. Xuan, however you spell that or say it, and he will give you the XP book for completing your Jack of Trades once a day. So yeah, you then use it on whatever skill. And the other thing you can do is go into NAF there and buy your daily battle staffs, depending on what level of the Varrock elite tasks or hard tasks, whatever you've done. I bought, I think it was, well, I'll see in the G in a second how many I bought, kind of battle staff wise. I think I paid about 560k, and I think in the end I end up selling them for whatever that is, so I think I make about an extra 60k just on the battle staffs there. And I'm just price checking obviously in the background to show you kind of the cost of 5 dwarf weed seeds versus the actual amount of herbs that I have myself. So yeah, that's basically the end of this run. As I say, you'll just see in the background me buying those seeds to see the difference. I think it's about 200k profit. So all in all, this farm run is worth around 400-500k profit, and then the XP that you get from Jack of Trades and whatever bushes you choose to do yourself. So hopefully this has been a useful guide for people and might just give you an idea about how you want to do your Jack of Trades and mix it in with some farming and various other skills. So I think that's all I've got to say for now, so I'll just say bye for now, guys.